Gratitude is not just a polite habit you practice when things are going well. It is a mindset, a weapon, and a source of power that can completely transform the way you live your life. Most people wake up every single day focused on what they don't have. They complain about their situation, their struggles, their lack of opportunities, and they stay stuck in that cycle because their mindset is rooted in scarcity. But when you shift into gratitude, everything changes. You stop looking at your life through the lens of lack and start seeing it through the lens of possibility. You begin to realize that even in your lowest moments, there is something to be thankful for. Your breath, your ability to think, your chance to try again. And that realization alone gives you power, because when you are grateful, you no longer move like someone who is defeated. You move like someone who is chosen, someone who has purpose. Gratitude forces you to acknowledge that you already have enough to start, enough to grow, and enough to win. And when you carry that mindset, your energy shifts. You walk differently, you talk differently, and most importantly, you act differently. Instead of wasting time complaining, you start maximizing what is already in your hands. That small opportunity you once ignored becomes your stepping stone. That little progress you once overlooked becomes your motivation to keep pushing. Gratitude doesn't make you weak or complacent. It makes you strong and focused. It allows you to stay grounded while still striving for greatness. It reminds you that success is not just about reaching the top, but about appreciating every step of the journey. When you practice gratitude consistently, you train your mind to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You develop a sense of confidence that is not dependent on external validation because you know what you have and you value it. And that confidence becomes your fuel. It drives you to work harder, to stay disciplined, and to keep going even when things get tough. Because you understand something that most people don't. You understand that every moment, every challenge, every blessing is part of your growth. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this teaching me? That shift in perspective is powerful. It turns your pain into purpose and your struggles into strength. Gratitude also keeps you humble. It reminds you that nothing is guaranteed and everything is a gift. And when you operate from that place of humility and appreciation, you become unstoppable. Because now you're not just chasing success, you're building it with intention, with purpose, and with a mindset that refuses to quit. So if you want to unlock your true potential, if you want to rise above the negativity and limitations, start with gratitude. Make it a daily practice. Speak it, feel it, live it, because when you change the way you see your life, you change the way your life unfolds. And that is the real power of gratitude. What you appreciate appreciates. That's not just a catchy line, that's a principle you need to live by if you're serious about leveling up your life. Too many people are waiting for big opportunities, big wins, and big breakthroughs before they decide to be grateful. But that's backwards. You don't get more by ignoring what you already have. You get more by maximizing it. See, the problem is not that you lack resources. The problem is that you're overlooking the value of what's already in your possession. That small job, that limited skill set, that one connection, that little bit of progress, you keep calling it not enough. And because you treat it like it's not enough, you never grow it into something greater. But the moment you shift your mindset and start appreciating it, everything changes. When you appreciate your current situation, you begin to respect it. And when you respect it, you invest in it. And when you invest in it, it grows. That's the cycle. Gratitude forces you to become responsible for your blessings, no matter how small they may seem. It pushes you to stop wasting time comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, and instead focus on building your own story with what you've got right now. Real talk. Somebody else is praying for the life you're complaining about. Somebody else would take your little and turn it into something powerful. So why not you? Why not decide today that you're going to stop making excuses and start making progress? Because when you appreciate what you have, you unlock its true potential. That one skill you keep ignoring could become your income. That one opportunity you keep delaying could become your breakthrough, but only if you treat it like it matters. Gratitude is what gives it that value. It's what turns ordinary into extraordinary. And don't get it twisted, this is not about settling. This is about building. Being grateful doesn't mean you stop striving for more. It means you become disciplined enough to use what you have to get more. It means you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating results in imperfect ones. That's where winners are made. Anybody can succeed when everything is lined up perfectly, but it takes a different kind of mindset to succeed when you're starting with less. Gratitude gives you that edge. It keeps you focused, keeps you hungry, and keeps you moving forward even when progress feels slow. It reminds you that every step counts, every effort matters, and every small win is proof that you're getting closer. So instead of complaining about what's missing, start celebrating what's present. Instead of wishing for more, start working with what you've got. Because the truth is, you don't need more to start, you need a better mindset to grow. And once you embrace gratitude at that level, you'll realize something powerful. The more you appreciate your life, the more your life begins to expand. Opportunities start showing up, your confidence starts increasing, and your results start multiplying. Not because of luck, but because you finally decided to value what was already yours, and that decision right there, that's the turning point. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you can use to build mental toughness, and if you're serious about becoming stronger, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you have to train yourself. Use it, especially when life gets hard. Anybody can say thank you. When things are going their way, when the money is coming in, when the opportunities are flowing, when everything feels comfortable. But real strength is revealed when you can look at a difficult situation, a painful setback, or a moment of failure, and still find something to be grateful for. That's a different level of discipline. That's a mindset that refuses to break under pressure. See, life is going to test you. There's no way around it. You're going to face rejection, disappointment, loss, and moments where you feel like giving up. And in those moments, most people fall apart because they focus only on what's going wrong. They let negativity take over their thinking, and once your mind goes there, your actions follow. You slow down, you lose confidence, and you start doubting your ability to keep going. But when you bring gratitude into that moment, you interrupt that pattern. You force your mind to look for strength instead of weakness, for lessons instead of losses. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" you start asking, "What can I learn from this? How can this make me better?" And that shift changes everything. Because now you're not a victim of your circumstances, you're a student of them, you're growing through what you're going through. Gratitude gives you the ability to stay grounded when everything around you feels unstable. It reminds you that even in your lowest moments, you still have something to hold on to. Your resilience, your faith, your ability to rise again. And that reminder keeps you moving. It keeps you fighting. It keeps you focused on the bigger picture instead of getting stuck in temporary pain. Real talk. Weak minds complain, they blame, they quit. But strong minds, disciplined minds, find a way to be thankful and keep pushing forward. That doesn't mean you ignore your struggles or pretend everything is perfect. It means you acknowledge the struggle, but you refuse to let it define you. You use gratitude as your anchor, as your foundation, as the thing that keeps you steady no matter what storm you're facing. And the more you practice it, the stronger you become. Over time, you start to realize that challenges are not there to destroy you. They're there to develop you. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. And every difficult moment becomes proof that you're capable of enduring more than you thought. That's mental toughness. That's resilience, and it's built through gratitude. Because when you can say thank you, in the middle of the storm, you take control of your mindset. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding intentionally. You become someone who doesn't fold under pressure, someone who doesn't give up when things get tough, someone who keeps showing up no matter what. And that kind of strength is rare. It's what separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. So if you want to build a mindset that can handle anything life throws at you, start practicing gratitude daily, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Because that's where the real growth happens. Gratitude is not just something that makes you feel good internally, it's something that changes how the world responds to you externally. When you truly operate from a place of gratitude, you begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that align with that energy. Most people don't realize this, but the way you think and speak about your life sends a signal. If you're constantly complaining, focusing on what's wrong, and carrying negative energy, people feel that. Opportunities avoid that. Doors stay closed because no one is drawn to someone who drains the room. But when you're grateful, genuinely grateful, you bring a different presence. You walk into a room with humility, with appreciation, with hunger, and that combination is powerful. People notice it, they feel it, they trust it, and trust is what opens doors. When someone sees that you value what you have, they believe you'll value what they give you. That's how opportunities start flowing your way. It's not magic. It's mindset and behavior. Gratitude shapes your attitude, and your attitude shapes your actions. You show up on time, you give your best effort, you respect the process, and you stay consistent because you don't take anything for granted. And that consistency builds a reputation. It tells the world this person is serious, this person is ready. Real talk. Success is not just about talent. It's about how you carry yourself. There are people more skilled than you who are still stuck because they lack the right mindset. They complain, they feel entitled, they think they deserve more without proving they can handle what they already have. But when you move with gratitude, you separate yourself from that crowd. You become someone who is easy to work with, someone who is coachable, someone who brings positive energy even in tough situations. And those are the people who get chosen. Those are the people who get opportunities others don't. Gratitude also keeps you grounded as you grow. As you start achieving more, as doors begin to open, it's easy to become arrogant or forget where you came from. But gratitude keeps you humble. It reminds you that every opportunity is a blessing, not a guarantee. And that humility makes you even more attractive to future opportunities because people want to invest in those who stay grounded while striving for greatness. At the same time, gratitude fuels your hunger. It doesn't make you complacent. It makes you driven. You're thankful for what you have, but you're also determined to make the most of it. You don't waste chances, you don't take shortcuts, and you don't quit when things get hard because you understand the value of what's in front of you. And that mindset creates momentum. One opportunity leads to another, one connection leads to another, one success leads to another. All because you chose to approach life with gratitude. So if you want to stand out, if you want to create real momentum in your life, start practicing gratitude in everything you do. Speak it, show it, live it. Let it shape the way you think, the way you act, and the way you treat others. Because when you do that, you don't just chase opportunities, you attract them. And that's when your life begins to change in ways you never imagined.